So in this video, I'm going to let you know what you can expect if you're visiting Mallorca during the month of June in 2025. And the first thing I'm going to say is that this is your final call to book yourself a more peaceful break here before the summer season really hits. Now, school holidays start over here in Spain on around the 21st of June. And that means in these first 3 weeks of June, you're going to find slightly quieter resorts. You're also going to possibly find a slightly cheaper holiday as well, and I will drop a link in the description text below this video, so if you're hoping to come over to the islands, maybe see what's available and if you can pick yourself up a bargain break. But you can see we're starting this video over here on Santa Ponsa Beach, and it's looking absolutely glorious behind me. Now, with this beautiful summer sunshine that we have over here, we're rolling into the month of June with unusually high temperatures. They're not calling it a heat wave just yet, but normally we see summer starting on around the third week of June, which kind of ties up with the start of the school holidays. So don't travel with anything less than a factor 50 sun cream. The sun over here this year, I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like it's stronger than it has ever been before. I've said it before in the previous video, I'm not the palest person on the beach, and if I can burn over here, living here in Mallorca, then you guys are going to as well. Also consider bringing yourself out a hat. We've got plenty of shops around here. You've got plenty of hats you can pick up in all the stores. Also, make sure you take a t-shirt to the beach as well. Just protect your skin. Do not burn on the first day of your holiday. It could end up ruining your entire trip. So that's just my initial warning about the strength of the sun and the high temperatures that we have for June. But the best news is for you guys coming over here is that I cannot see any rain on the horizon. And while the really hot temperatures may cool down a little bit as we roll on through the month of June before they go back up again, I can't see any rain on the horizon. It's not to say that we won't get a sporadic shower here or there, but it's looking very, very unlikely. So it's all looking good for you guys coming over here for the month of June to Mallorca. Also as well, don't forget, every single Monday morning I do put out an island update on the YouTube channel. I give you all the top stories from over here in Mallorca with a weather forecast for the week ahead as well. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit that notifications bell if you're hoping to come out this summer to catch those videos. Anyway, we're going to pick the camera up. We're going to walk a little bit further along Santa Ponsa Beach here, and we're going to give you more information that you need to know to help prepare you for your holiday over here in June. Also as well, I do have a video on the channel all about confusing travel rules that we have, especially if you're coming over from the United Kingdom. If you want to find out what's happened to the ETIAS or the EES or everything else you need to know if you're coming over to Europe this summer, there's a video all about that. I'll drop a link to that in the description text below. But let's keep on heading along this lovely, cool, shaded walkway. Okay, so next up, I want to talk about how busy it is going to be over here in Mallorca during the month of June. So, as you may have seen in my videos over the past few weeks, we see the island has got very, very busy, particularly as we're heading on through the month of May, and it's set to get busier as we head on into the month of June. What does that mean? Well, we're going to have more people travelling through Palma Airport, so I want you to prepare for that too. There are still building works taking place over at Palma Airport. Make sure you really pay attention to signage as well around the airport as to where you need to go. It's a very, very big airport, and regardless of where you are travelling to, whether you're travelling to the UK or elsewhere in Europe, just be prepared for a little bit of a walk. If you do have mobility issues, make sure you book your special assistance at least 48 hours in advance of you travelling as well, to make sure you guarantee that service when you get to the airport. But apart from that, well, everything should be operating more or less as normal, and nothing has really changed. You may well have seen, if you're travelling from the UK, some news about this Brexit reset, but nothing's actually going to change with regards to border control if you're travelling over from Spain back to the UK and vice versa. We still have that hard border in place. The difference is that if you're leaving Spain or coming into Spain, that children aged 12 years and above will be able to use the electronic gate, so that's really good news. In terms of there being queues at border control, well, I've seen that that's been very hit and miss as well. Some days people are getting through in just a few minutes, other days it's it's taking a lot longer, and of course that all depends on how many police there are over at border control, and also if the gates are open as well. So that's just something to bear in mind. Just prepare for it. You'll probably most likely get through okay, but just prepare for it just in case. Going back to the airport as well, on your way back out of Palma Airport, just bear in mind as well that check-in for your flights will not start until 2 hours before. So if you do have luggage to check in, that check-in desk will not open until 2 hours before your flight. If you're just carrying hand luggage and you're taking it onto the plane yourself, then I would quite possibly recommend getting to the airport a little bit earlier. Just give yourself a little bit more time to get through security and head on through to your gates, because like I said, the airport is quite likely to be very busy. Going through as well, going through security, don't forget everything stays in your bag, electronics, liquids, but there is still that 100 milliliter liquid rule going through too. I will also be travelling as well at some point during the month of June, so follow my journey. Make sure you hit the notifications bell on YouTube as well, right below this video, to get that alert for that video coming out. You can see what it's like as we roll on into summer, what my airport experience is like, and if you want to see what any of my previous airport experiences have been like too, well, I've got all those videos somewhere on my video list too, so you can get a kind of an idea of what it's like going through the very large and very huge Palma Airport. Okay, so let's switch up our location here. I'm going to leave the shaded area, but we're going to walk along this little pathway here where all the pine trees are down here in Santa Ponsa. It's just looking absolutely gorgeous today, so let's take a walk along, and I've got some more information for you about visiting Mallorca in June. So you're going to have to forgive me for standing in the shade. It's got to the point in Mallorca now when it's very hard to actually film out in the bright sunshine. So in terms of the island getting busier, well, I have to say I've just come to the far side of Santa Ponsa, and you can see many people over here are doing the same. Got plenty of shaded spots under the trees, and it also means as well that we're going to have plenty of demand for the beach beds and the sun umbrellas, not only over at your hotel but also on the beaches. If you saw my video filmed recently right at the end of May over in Camp Picafor, you will see that there wasn't a single sun umbrella or beach bed free on Camp Picafor beach, at least the whole area that I walked down. It was very busy. So my first piece of advice is, if you are using the sunbeds and the beach umbrellas on the beaches, get there early. Beach services tend to start at around 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe just a little bit before that in big resorts. So get your sunbeds early if you're down on the beaches, and that service stops at around 7 p.m. as well. Also, for summer 2025, safety is very much at the top of the agenda over here in Mallorca. Come on holiday over here, go into holiday mode, but also just be aware of people around you. It's the same as it is in just about every single holiday resort around Europe at the moment. With the cost of living rising, you're going to get more pickpocketers out in force, and they are here in Mallorca. I also made a video all about that. Please watch that video before coming over. I'm not saying come over here scared, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying just keep an eye on your stuff, and most of all, do not go out into the resorts, or do not take to the beach with you your passports, all your money and all your credit cards. Just take a little bit of cash for the day, and if you're going on into the sea, maybe get yourself a waterproof bum bag or a waterproof phone case, which brings me on to the fact I do have an Amazon holiday shop. I shall drop a link to that in the description text below. It's full of those kinds of products, including some security handbags as well, or security beach bags for you to take to the beach. So go ahead and check that out, and just make sure you're prepared before you come over here on holiday. Okay, so what about getting around Mallorca during the month of June? Well, it's going to be busy, just like there being an increase of tourism over here. You're going to find it's going to be very busy at the bus stops, it's going to be busy in the roads, but it's not going to be impossible to get around. If you're over here in the southwest of Mallorca, if you're staying in the Calvia area, so Santa Ponsa, Magaluf, Palma Nova, Peguera, anywhere around here, and you're hoping to go up to Alcudia, leave first thing in the morning, pretty much just after rush hour actually, that's probably going to be your best bet. After that, you're going to find traffic building up from the southwest, heading up into the direction of the airport in the afternoon. That motorway, the MA20, does tend to grind to a standstill. It grinds to a bit of a halt in the afternoon. So as long as you're going against the traffic, you should actually be okay. Avoid travelling at rush hour, and if you're heading to the airport, always allow yourself a little bit of extra time for travelling. If you're not with a tour operator and you're not waiting for a transfer to take you there, just make sure you allow extra time for your journey. Okay, so finally, what about events taking place in June? Well, the real biggie takes place on the 23rd of June, on the night of the 23rd of June. It's the Noche de San Juan, or St John's Night, and it's really celebrated here all around the island. It's a huge fiesta, a huge traditional fiesta. It means that locals go down to the beaches, they build bonfires, they take tea lights, and they jump into the sea at midnight. You're also going to see various examples of the the fire run taking place. Normally takes place in Palma, actually, normally on the night of the 23rd of June too. In the Calvia area you will find a public holiday on the 24th of June, but that's not going to affect you in the holiday resorts. Everything is going to be open as normal. Another really big event to take place over at Alcudia Way on the 29th of June is the San Pere Festival, St Peter's Festival. It's a huge maritime festival celebrating St Peter, who is the patron saint of fishermen. Now expect there to be markets, expect there to be dance displays, expect there to be processions, and you know, once again, like everything over here, you're going to find some great local fiestas and traditions taking place in the resorts all the way through the summer. And this is just an example of one of them. There's stuff happening in every single municipality every single month here. I really do encourage you, if you want to find out a little bit more about the islands and experience some local island culture, go and check it out. So that's a really good one to watch, and that's happening over in Alcudia on the 29th of June. Also as well, sports fans, you're going to see as well tennis championships taking place. Not as big as Wimbledon obviously, but it's our own version of Wimbledon in Mallorca. It's the Mallorca Tennis Championships. It takes place over in the Santa Ponsa Country Club on the 21st of June until the 28th of July. Tickets are normally really super cheap. They're around €10 or something, and sometimes you also get some top players as well playing in that too. Okay everyone, that is just a taste of what you can expect if you're visiting Mallorca in June. If you're coming over, travel safe, have an absolutely amazing time on the island, and follow my videos as well. I will be out and about in the resorts to show you what you can expect if you're coming over here on holiday, and especially what you can expect if you're coming over during peak season during July and August too. Okay everyone, I'm going to drop a couple of videos appearing both here and here on YouTube to help you out with your holiday. Don't forget, you can also find me in the Facebook group and on my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.